Next up, top 5 quarterbacks in the draft. This is the sexy position. This is what people want to talk about. Who's number 1 for you?
Teddy Bridgewater, for me, is the most prepared, the smartest, the best quarterback in this draft.
Yeah, his only weakness is not good at sliding.
Yeah,
I think that's something that he can work on.
He's actually not super athletic either. So he can extend plays, but when something breaks down, he's not somebody that's going to take off. And that's, you know, in this NFL, that's something. But in terms of his accuracy, in terms of his arm, in terms of his ability to read defenses, primo.
What about number 2?
Number 2, I have Johnny Manziel.
I kind of agree with you.
Yeah, his ceiling, I feel like, is probably the highest. It's so dependent on where he lands.
Yeah.
But his ability to change a game. We saw Russell Wilson at a very similar size win the Super Bowl. Manziel does have some weaknesses in throwing off his back foot, sort of trying to run his own offense way too much. But he's got big hands, always important as an NFL quarterback.
Big hands.
Big hands. I think Manziel right there is just too tantalizing to drop any further than second best.
I think I agree with you. And number 3, Blake Bortles.
Yes, his whole thing is he's got the size, he's got the stockiness and athleticism at that size.
He moves really well for a big guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't make the greatest throws at all times, has a kind of a bit of a wind-up at times, but I really like Bortles as a bedrock guy that can sort of adapt to different offenses.
And the best name to say.
Bortles.
Bortles.
At number 4, Derek Carr, by far the best arm in this draft.
You think so?
He by far he has the best, just in terms of the cannon that he has attached to his right shoulder. I think that's the highest point. He's actually more athletic than he appears. He can sort of scramble and throw on the run. Not great under pressure, not great at sort of picking up blitzes and different sort of disguised defenses.
I'm a little bit concerned that despite that big arm of his, he threw so many short passes and screens at Fresno State.
Yeah, it inflates his completion percentage, but I think with his arm, in the right system, with the right quarterback coach, because he releases it so quickly, I think he'll be great throwing the ball downfield.
Okay, number 5. This is where things start to get a little bit muddy. Who's the 5th best quarterback in the draft?
It gets muddy around here. I think A.J. McCarron is the guy for me just because he played so well in so many big games against so many really, really good defenses in the SEC. Has a good arm, not a great arm, has a lot to prove at the combine, makes a ton of really good throws, especially outside the numbers. Not crazy about his ability to recognize defenses, pick up blitzes, sort of getting antsy in the pocket, but really like A.J. McCarron if he's able to develop.
I agree. He's definitely better than he gets credit for being.
More than a game manager.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are Dan Rubenstein's top 5 quarterbacks in this year's NFL draft. Let us know if you agree or disagree.